Hey, what's up, fool? It's your boy Chinks Drugs, and this is Rap-Matic.
Rap-Matic presents Battle Code, the most intriguing battle rap podcast impacting the culture.
What's happening, handsome? You now tuned in your boy Low to let you know what's up when I'm rolling up, huh? Ace click faster than Harlem still at 8 train slick, hear me. You now tuned in the Battle Code on Rap-Matic, huh? Go get this work.
Brace yourself and don't miss out on a cultural revolution.
So I'm gonna say like the first time I heard you, right? Which was, and I just list. This is a classic joint, right? We heard the shout out, of course, on One Love, but I just was listening to this like during this week on The Real.
Oh, okay.
That beat is just so, even that's a timeless record, and I posted
Marley
it.
Marl at his finest. Marley Marl did that production.
That beat is crazy.
That beat is nice.
And that song is just so raw. Let's talk about that, like your introduction into the game.
Well, my introduction into the game came earlier than that. I think that was my reintroduction, because that's after I was incarcerated.
Right.
So my introduction was actually on a Hot Day project, a DJ named Hot Day from Queensbridge, and R. Kim, there's a rapper named R. Kim. They had me on one of their projects before I was Cormega. You know, I was just eager to get on, and he gave me the opportunity to rap. And then the first appearance of Cormega was on, there's a group called PhD, Poet and Hot Day. The album was called Without Warning. I was on a song called Set It Off. So that's the first appearance of Cormega, and that was 1991. And then when I came home, we did that record On The Real. Me and Marley Marl is cool, and that's my guy. Before I went to jail, actually, Marley Marl had a deal for me.
Okay.
See, but that's never told. People don't know that.
So you were grinding before?
Yeah, the only problem with me was I was so involved in the streets.
Okay.
Like all the rappers that got on from Queensbridge, they deserve to have gotten on because they earned that. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep.
As far as focusing on rap.
Mobb Deep, Nas, they deserve everything they got. They deserve. They was in the studio. They've been in the studio more than me prior to going to jail. I was on the block.
It was more like a hobby for you?
I was getting money.
No, I know.
So,
I get it. No, but I mean like as far as rap.
I loved rap.
Right. It's sort of like how, well, not to compare, but how Jay says the same thing early on. Like the fact that he wasn't really focused on rap. Like he was playing with it, but more so doing other things.
I think I was content. Like I was a battle rapper originally.
Okay.
Which me and the homie was talking about. So,
but I know it's a lot to talk about with you. I know you battled Prodigy. I was going to talk about that.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about that? Okay.
I mean, you could talk about whatever you want, but I wasn't going there.
All right.
I'm just saying, like, I was content with that. Like, people used to come from all over to come to Queensbridge and be like, yo, where's Mega? And I would battle them, or I'll rap in the Park Jam, or whoever. So I was content with that, but I did want to get on. But it was hard to get on back in the days. It's not like there was a YouTube or social media. And some of the rappers that was on back in the days, they wasn't trying to help nobody get on. You know what I'm saying? So Marley Marl gave me an opportunity. And seeing Marley Marl, I looked up to Marley Marl. Even though I was in the street and I had mad respect, I still respect art. Like, so that's Marley Marl at the end of the day. So when I see Marley, it's like, wow, that's Marley Marl.
That's what I want to tap into too with you, which is a balance that I like, is the fact that you have that much respect for the art form and the culture outside of just rap.
No doubt.
And I feel like that's something that today they need to be kind of educated on, especially since you also have the stamp of the streets, because I feel like the youth, that's all they see is just like the street stamp. That's all that matters, but they don't have a lot of respect for the culture.
Exactly.
So I guess I want to ask you, where did that come from, that much respect for it?
I think my respect for the culture comes from me really loving it. You know how some people, they say, do what you love and it never feels like work?
Right.
Like, you'll never hear me complaining about doing anything related to rap, because I love this. Like, I dreamed about this. Like, I wanted this forever. And it's like, when I heard MC Shan's first record, I was fascinated. When I heard Run DMC, when I heard Tila Rock, when I heard Hey Young World by Slick Rick, that's my favorite song, period. When I first heard Rakim, I was I don't even blown away. When I first heard Public Enemy, when I first heard I liked Biggie when I first heard him, but when I heard Who Shot You, I was like, oh, I loved him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tupac, polarizing MC. It's like, I love hip hop. Like, I separate the ego from the fan. Like, you know, some rappers have too much of an ego to enjoy the art because they focus everything on them.
Right.
Even if you go to some rap shows with some of the young guys, like, they'll bring their own crowd. Like, you know, they'll bring their audience, and their audience ain't cheering for nobody else.
Right.
So it's like, they're not even focused on nothing. It's just watch me. That's dumb. You're supposed to soak in everything because you might learn something. Like, when James Brown and them was performing, all the soul singers watched each other. You can learn from anything. So it's like, I love hip hop. That's why I respect it. And I love art, period. Like, art is art. I've been into graffiti. I love art. And that's what drew me and Large Professor to be cool. Like, when he first really started vibing with me, he's like, Mega's a hip hop dude. Cause he thought I was just a street dude, you know.
Right.
There came a point where the streets invaded rap. So it's like, you could say, I'm a tough guy from the street, rah, 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 and you got a record deal. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But those guys didn't care about the art.
Right.
So I love the art. So that's why you see a difference in how I conduct myself or the respect that I show artists or even who I do features with. Because I love hip hop.
I'm just glad that you're saying that because I oftentimes, you know, within this game, I just find that that balance is not there. It's like, it's just one way. And most times you don't see that of a street guy. Like how you just said, you know, it's more so, you know, and then that whole thing came about too where, and I say this all the time, but it's good to hear someone validate it is what I'm trying to say. Like the whole thing came about where, yeah, it was just about you from the street, you popping, then you can't even really rhyme, but you got the deal and you don't even care about the culture. And I feel like
they want the money.
They just want the money. And then, you know, I get it, but then I don't because I feel like it didn't start out that way. It became this industry, which, like you said, we lost control of. You know what I mean? But I wanted to bring up this song, "Are You My Nigga," because it kind of still speaks to. It's just a genuine record, right? And it's just a real question, and it speaks to a lot today. So I kind of want to correlate that to a situation and get your opinion as far as Tekashi, right? Because the things that are coming out of that story, from my point of view as a civilian, right? It's just like, I don't see accountability being placed on the streets. And I just feel like everyone, you know, is bashing, I'm not trying to say he's innocent, you know, but I'm just looking at accountability. And I feel like just "Are You My Nigga" kind of like, it rings true in this case because the things that kind of happened to him prior to his, you know, downfall, kind of, in my opinion, falls on who he was around.
That's heavy.
And I just feel like street guys, I'm probably being too what I don't see street guys like placing any accountability on that. It's just like, yo, he's a fool. You know, this kid, he did this, and he knew what he was doing, and you know, all right, okay, but he's also. I have my own rule, right, about accountability, and I just feel like accountability is something that I learned young, but I don't place it on people under 30 because I feel like they're still
growing, still learning.
Right, and adults don't even take accountability. You know what I mean? So I'm just bringing it up because when I listened to the "Are You My Nigga" record, I was just like, okay, that's the correlation I made. Like, were these his niggas? Because,
well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know enough about that situation. What I've started to do recently in recent times, I've tuned out of everything that goes on that doesn't concern me because so much goes on in a day that you'll lose track of what you're supposed to be doing.
He was not Fat Joe nor 50 nor he was not the leader. That's why I'm saying accountability because they
guilty by association. The feds don't play. Feds play a dirty game.
No, but I'm saying when they were talking to him, you're not really coming from a standpoint of really saving him because you're talking to him like he's you, but he's not you.
Oh, understood.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's where I'm saying it's a lack. I mean, I'm not going to harp on it, but that's where I'm saying the lack of accountability is because people who were getting at him, and you know, I get it. A lot of accountability is on him, regardless. But they're talking to him as if he's the face, and he might have even been the brains. That his brain told him that he needed that route to get the stamp or whatever, right? But I'm saying that he's not a fat. He wasn't clearly he's not a Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? Just as far as just being the real leader. That's all I'm saying. So when you're talking to a young kid like that, like yo, you got to get out. From my standpoint, I'm like, can he get out? I don't think he could at that point just get out.
Should have never got in.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what's somebody gonna say? You're a sucker? You're not from the street anyway.
Right.
So it's like a lot of artists, they want to be down.
Right.
I give you a perfect example of what's weird. Why? It's always, like you said, it's the company keep, and it's also guidance. A lot of these young brothers, they don't have that guidance. Like me, I was lucky. I had guidance. I was wild, but then I had guidance.
Yeah, balance.
Yeah. So it's like also, like I like reading. I like culture. I was into culture stuff. Like I could go places and they'll never know I was from the street. There's some people that be like, I can't believe the things I heard about you. Like there's numerous people that tell me that. They don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't give off that street energy. If you look at real gangsters or if you watch movies that's based on gangsters, you always see a sophistication or they differentiate themselves from the life that they live.
Right.
So that's one thing. And for two, it's like the older generation doesn't know how to communicate with the younger generation, because they would listen more. So if you coming across like an angry old man, then the young dudes don't want to hear nothing you have to say. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Totally agree.
So I give you a perfect example. Forget rap. There was a kid, he wanted to start hustling, but he wasn't about that life. He wasn't from that life. And somebody suggested I talk to him. So I spoke to him. I showed him some pictures of like some of my close friends getting money, sitting on top of BMWs, money, jewelry, and all of that, right? You know, and you know kids, he's like fascinated by the picture, like word, like. And I'm like, where you think he at right now? So he was thinking, he was probably, I don't know what he's gonna say. He was gonna say something like he's chilling. I said, he's dead. He got killed. So I showed him another guy. He's dead. He's doing 40 years. He's doing this years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not about that life, don't enter that life. So now you look at me, for example, and I could definitely use myself as an example, because a lot of things rappers talk about, I did. The average rapper never even been on Rikers Island. I've been on Rikers Island. My name is known on Rikers Island. I've been up north. People know me from being up north. I don't keep an aunt. Yo, like how you said after 30 something, remember how you said something about 30? After 30, if I see you with an entourage, you're goofy to me. Straight up.
Right.
Like, I walk around by myself. I'll be in Brooklyn by myself, Bronx by myself, Queens by myself, everywhere I go by myself, because I know who I am. I don't have to, and having an entourage doesn't make you real, just makes you secure. You could be a straight up sucker and have an entourage, you're still a sucker. When they leave, you're still a sucker.
Right.
So the way I move, I don't have to sell myself to people about the street stuff, because they already know. They heard stories about me I didn't even tell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they'll listen to me. My credibility's there. So it's like, me, look at me as an artist. I told you, I came home from jail and did On the Real.
Right.
Ever since I came home from jail, a dude who had a felony, a dude who was up north, a dude who was down with one of the wildest crews in Queensbridge history, a dude who been through street stuff, been through all of that, I've never been back to jail. Any rumor you ever heard about me going back to jail is not true. I've never been back to jail.
So you did one bid?
I did one bid.
How long was your bid?
My bid was originally supposed to be 15 years max, like 5 to 15. I'm gonna tell you another thing that a lot of street dudes should do. Use me as an example. Use me. I went to jail. I went to the law library. I'm not going to the gym first so I could be big and impress somebody. I'm going to the law library, find the inconsistencies in my case, because my case was bull crap. I didn't even do what I was in jail for.
Okay.
But it was a blessing in disguise, because if I would have got caught for things I really was doing, I would have got that time anyway.
Okay.
So while I was in jail, I went to the law library. I started doing my own motions. I started finding inconsistencies in my case. I sent my motions to appellate division. I got an appeal. That's how I came home. Anybody that knows me will tell you that. Anybody from Queensbridge will tell you that. Anybody from Brooklyn or Far Rock, anybody that knows me will tell you that. So when I came home from jail, I didn't go through all of that I was making money in the street, like I told you. I'm not gonna leave all of this and all the sacrifices, all the struggles I'm doing. I didn't do all that so I could come here and rap and go back to jail.
Right.
If that's the case, I might as well just stay selling drugs or whatever to go back to jail.
Right.
Ever since I've been home, I've never been back to jail. I don't even put my people in compromising positions. Like, we're only, if, like, guns, people that walk around, and there's a lot of young boys walking around with guns, and you hear, like, this rapper got caught with a gun, this rapper, because they don't have the right guidance. Because a real dude will tell them, yo, you're not a civilian no more. You're a celebrity now. There's no shame in you. Get security.
Right.
You're not really a street guy anyway. Get security. They carry guns and you're secure. You're carrying a gun, you don't even know what to do with that. You get caught and you're screwed. And then you go to jail, you're not gonna know how to handle yourself. So don't try to be something you're not. Get security if you're not a street dude. And real street dudes don't walk around with guns anyway. Guns are last resort. Guns are last resort.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, if there's older,
Well, it should be, right?
It
But
should
now
be.
this era with the young kids is kind of like,
because they
it's a
don't know
first
any better.
resort.
They don't know any better. Rappers from New York, for example, we're in New York right now, right? You hear a lot of rappers talk about how they strong in New York, blah, 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 blah. If you strong, respect is like a credit card. Like they be like, oh, that's what's in them, peace. There's you dudes that won't know you, but they'll heard of your name and they'll respect you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you got respect, you don't need to walk around the street with a gun. If you got real respect, they like, you know what I'm saying? Only time you walk around with a gun is if you have severe beef and somebody's really coming for you. Or, like I said, it's the last resort. But just to walk around with a gun like, oh, I'm going outside, let me get my gun. Who moves like that? That's scared.
right.
Like, so it's like somebody needs to guide young people who need guidance. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to be scrutinized. They don't need to be made feel bad about themselves because they already get scrutiny from society.
Right.
Being an adolescent and a young adult growing up in America, especially, you know, urban neighborhoods, we scrutinize anyway. We're looked at as guilty.
Right.
Police drive by, they look like hunters. Like, sometimes I watch, like, what are those things? Documentaries, or you watch Still Channel, and you see how hunters look at, that's how the police look at us. It's the same thing, the
Right.
same look. Like, they look, you could be a straight A student and you get handled like a murderer in the eyes of them.
Right.
So it's like, we need guidance. So, like I said, I've never been back to jail, never. I've got arrested for things beyond my control, like suspended license. That's
Okay.
bullcrap. I'm home the next day.
Right.
Or they shouldn't even arrest me. They just arrest me because they see me in the car and they want to pull me over. But other than that, I've never gotten in trouble because I didn't come this far to go back to jail. That's stupid. And I'm really from the street. I got people that really depend on me or really believed in me. Like you can do your research on me. Like,
Well, I know one thing someone told me. I always give certain guys credit. It's something crazy. I always give certain guys credit when I hear like, if you from a certain hood, but you ran like another hood. Now I didn't know that because you mentioned Far Rock, and someone told me that you was running Far Rock. Is that true?
I wasn't running Far Rock as opposed to like I run it. No, I was just out there.
Known in Far Rock.
Yeah. I got love out there. I don't think nobody can run Far Rock. Far Rockaway is like Gladiator.
different-
Yeah, it's a different level. You know what I'm saying?
Totally
So,
different
do
level.
I got love in Far Rock? Absolutely.
Okay.
Am I gonna lie like these rappers be lying,
Far
saying
Rock
that they got?
ran it.
No,
Right.
I never ran Far Rockaway. I got love in Far Rockaway, yes. I got respect in Far Rockaway, yes. Shout out to all my people from Far Rock and my family from out there. But I never ran it like.
Okay.
No, that'd be an utter exaggeration, and I'm not gonna do that. Now, Queensbridge. Was my crew solid, and did we run a whole block? Absolutely.
What was your crew's name, if you don't mind?
Goodfellas.
Okay.
If you listen to those records that came out in Queensbridge in the 90s, we was getting a lot of shout outs. My crew was really serious, like really, really serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes was getting like 15 years. Like I said, when I went to jail, it was for something I didn't do. But if I'd have been home, I'd have probably got more because we was into a lot of heavy things.